Hello everyone. This is a video tutorial that I prepared to show you how to uh, input the data that we collect with the beach profile. So what we have here is once that we are with signing, we can see that dashboard. This dashboard is only visible when we sign in. So in this case, what we gonna do is that we will include the data for the beach profile. So this is the form. I want to show you the whole profile. This is a picture that I took of the form that we used in our last sampling on the beach, our last survey. Also introduce here the granulometry for another video tutorial that I will show you. But first, we're going to start with the beach profile. So the first thing that we need to do is go to the dashboard. And here in the dashboard, we can see the beach profiles. It could change a bit this menu depending if you are a citizen scientist and what you are collecting, but you always will have the beach profile, and you go to add new profile. Here, the first thing that we have is the beach site. In my case, I was here. I will show you. This is more clear. I was in Black Dog Cove. This was the beach. So I will come here to Black Dog Cove. And the name, the profile name, just remember that when we have more than one profile, ideally we should have 3 profiles. We should name them. Ideally, to have a name better than a number, because a name is more clear, especially if we are using geographical reference. In this case, this profile is the profile south, the south of the beach. So it will be south, and also we can add the month. So it will be a lot, more clear what exactly the name, the profile name, because just to show you, we go to beach profiles. What we're gonna see, or what anyone will see in the future when we are checking or reviewing the beach profile, we go to Black Dog Cove. Here are all the profiles, but if we have, Black Dog Cove middle April, it's very clear what was the beach, what was the profile, and when was this profile taken. So this is why we prefer to have this way to name the profiles. Later is the community. In this case, every beach is in one community. In the future, we're gonna have this automatic, but for now, we just need to check the community in which the beach is located. The coordinates will be automatically charged on the platform. And in this case, the altitude, we don't use it. Also, this is optional. But the survey information, we need to start with the date. Here is the 16 May 26. So we go to, this case, to May 16, Saturday, May 16, 2026. At 2:30 is the time that we take this survey. So we just need to change here to 2:30 in the afternoon. And the low tide time was 2:50. So here we just gonna add 2:50 p.m. Okay. You need to move the PM and the AM with the arrows in your keyboard. You can do it. I'm just moving now with the keyboard with arrows. The author is the person that is uploading the information. In this case, this FT user is a user that we use for testing, and in this case for the tutorial. But in your case will be your name, your user here. Next information is the profile direction. That is 360 degrees. So in this case, the profile direction is 270. So the only thing that I need to do is just to add 270. And that's all, just the numbers. In the case of the organization, this is used when we have partners that they are also collecting data and they want to add their organization. For example, if you are part of the Diocesan Environment Network, maybe you want to add like DEN. in this case, or with the Lions Club, or you are with the Dinery Project. There are different partners, so you can add here. This is optional. And additional authors, because ideally the beach profile will be done for at least two people is the minimum. You can do it by yourself, you can do it alone. This is a big advantage of our profiler, but it's a lot easier in two people. Could be up to three. More than three is not needed, really. So in this case was Colin with Charlie Ryan. In this case, I will add Colin just to search for the person. So here is Colin. She already has her user. However, Charles, he is not here yet. So because Charles is not here, I will add his name here in the observation. So I will include here a specific observation. So general observation will be that Charles Ryan was also was helping with the data in this profile. Just to remember, it's just in the future when Charles has his account, we can add him, or it was just someone that was helping us. It's important in any case that we mention that was another person there. Okay, this is all about the survey information. So just to recap, location and site, this done. Survey information done. If we just click here, it is closed. So let's go to the points. So point height, here the main point used to be 0. We don't need to add here odd. It could be another number, but normally we use 0. So because we use 0, we don't need to add anything, not for now. When we have a higher level of knowledge about beach profile, and when we can start the bars with the level, we can use this main point. But for now, we just keep empty. It means that will be 0, and we will add all of the different points. You can see here, this is the main point, 0, and we will start adding the first point. To add the points, I just need to go to my form. In this case, the first point was 1 centimeter. So I just will add 1.0. And here I will add point. If we have many points as it used to be, we can just count it, how many points we have. So in this case, this profile, we have 31 points. So my suggestion is that you just add as many points as you needed, so that here you can see how many points you have. In this case, 9. I will add until 31. Let me check how many points we have now. Okay, 26. I need 5 more. It should be another of this button at the bottom. This button should be also here. When I'm recording this tutorial, it's not the button here. I don't know why, but it should be there because it's a lot easier to add points from the bottom, because you can see how many of them you have. This case I have 32 and it was only 31, so I can just delete one of the points. And next will be just to add, it will be easier if you have the form printed, but I will show you just changing the screen so that you can see how I'm doing. So I have the second is 1, so here will be 1.0. Next one is 1 also, so the number 3 is 1.0. Number 4 is 3, so 3.0. The next one is 8, 5 is 8. The 6 is 12, 12.0. Next one is 6, 6.0. Next one is 7, 7.0. Next one is 0. So I just need to keep it like that, the number 9. number 9. And here, this is something to mention. Now we have the surface. This is important because later we want to analyze if we have, especially seaweed, or we change the kind of sediment. And in this case, this V means for our beach vegetation. So we were collecting, because this is a beach that it has a boardwalk. This is the end of the boardwalk, the number 9. So we mark here that this is the end of the boardwalk. And we have all this vegetation in the beach. And this is something very special in Black Dog Cove, that we have something that we are researching what is happening there. But just to mention how we are using, and this, and why now we have this column. The A means algae, so here was covered, the surface was covered by algae. The S means sand, and also we can see here was another meter with algae and another 2 meters with algae. Normally we mention the surface in which is the front stick in the profiler. So if the front stick of the front foot is all over algae, we will add the add. If over sand, we will add the sand. So let's continue. So we were in the number 9. So let's continue with number 10. Number 10 is 13.0. Okay. The next one is 2. 12 is 11.0. 13 is 10. 14, 11. 15, 9. 16, 8. We need to always be checking here, this is 16, 8, 16, 8. And it's a good, habit that we check numbers randomly. For example, 10, 13. 10, 13. Oh, here is a 0. It was normal, 9, 0. Yeah, was 0. So it's good that we try to go back and verify that we are adding correctly the different numbers. There are so many. Okay, let's continue. 17, 7. 18, 8. 19, 8. 28. 21, 8. This is so common. I would stop here just to mention that it's common that we have the same slope, the same values, because normally a beach, especially with these very, very fine sands at this beach, used to have very, very regular slope. So the profile, this is why we have so many 8s in this case. So let's continue. 22 will be 8.22. 23, still 8. 24, 8. 25, 8. So you can see it's really, really stable, the profile. 26, 8. 27, 8. 28 is 7, and now it changed a bit. And we're still in the sun. Next one will be 7. 29. 30 will be 7 also. So it's not a lot of algae. And the last one is also 7. So now we have our 31 points added here, the same 31 points that we have here in our form. The same numbers, exactly the same numbers. In the next tutorial, I will show you about the granulometry, but for now, we are just in the beach profile. So 31 points, and it is calculated, just to remember that we don't need to add anything to the vertical length, the profile length, and the total height, because this is calculated automatically with the method. We only need to add these numbers. Later will be the observation. So we need to go to our form and we see that it's sunny, windy, quite a bit of seaweed, thinner layer than the previous survey. So it's quite interesting information. So sunny, windy will be here, you know, sunny and windy, as usual in Black Ducova, I have to say. And quite a bit of seaweed. So this is a specific observation because this is explaining what is happening in the beach profile. If something could change the profile. So because seaweed, we say here thinner layer, it just mentioned it's something that could change the profile because we will like to have just the surface, just the sand. But because in this beach, in this case, this profile, it was covered with seaweed. This is why we have these comments. So we're gonna say, quite a bit of seaweed. Quite a bit seaweed. Thinner inner layer than the previous survey. Sorry. This is important. I just he's grammarly trying to correct my grammar in English, but the thing is that okay, I will add a thinner layer. But this is so important, this comment, because it means that even we have here the algae, I will show you here the form. Even we have here the algae, the seaweed, because we have been there many times, especially Colin, that she is a champion in this beach. She has been there and see that there is a layer of seaweed, but is similar than previous surveys, quite similar, just a bit less than other, maybe it's something related with the time of the year. But once that we have all this information, we can just close here the observation. We want to avoid that maybe we change everything. So once that we have the location and site, just let's check. Okay, everything, the site, the profile name, South May, community, okay, everything good. Survey information, so we have here the date, survey time, low tide, the profile direction, the additional authors, sitting scientists, the point heights that we have 31. So we were here 31 values, good. Not big slope, and the observations, so the specific observation and the general observations. Now that we have everything, we can do two things. We can save as a draft or submit for review. I will show you if we go to save draft. Say draft save successfully. It could happen that imagine that you are adding the data and you need to stop for something and you don't want to lose all the data, all the work that you have done. You just save as a draft and you can go back later. Or you want to check something, you just go there. So here, as you can see here, there are two published from some weeks ago. But in this case, this is draft. It means that we still can edit here, but it's not submit yet. So if we want to continue, we just go here to this button that is like a small pen, and we will be again in our profile. Okay, and once that we have we check everything, we can now let it go to submit for review. It's happened that it's not activated, maybe just waiting some change. So look at that. I just change here, and now I can submit for review. If I don't change, I cannot submit for reviews, but because now it was ready, the other way that I can submit is just go here to submit. I just go to submit, and now it's pending review. So now that it's pending review, it means that it will go to one of the researchers. I'm doing this job now just by myself, but the idea is in the future, we have some researchers or some assistant researchers that they will help me with this review. What means the review is just that we will check that the names, especially that it was not a, a profile that maybe was sent, by mistake and is not complete, or maybe that has information that is it doesn't make sense. That imagine that maybe someone by mistake was adding other information here and just submit. So, but normally we just accept. So I will go to my other account. As a if I go to my account as a admin, I can just approve it. But this will be just the way that we used to add this information. So what I want to show you today was mainly this process. This is the way. Once that I approve it, will be published. You will see here as a publish. You can see here in the here with the other beaches. So if you give me a minute, I will go in the other screen to my admin account. Will take some minutes because I also need to do the captcha. So I need to play with letters and these kind of things. Okay. So now here in my other screen, just checking for this profile. I should see it. Okay. I just approve this profile. So if I go again here to beach profiles and I go to Black Dog Cove, oh, okay. Okay, look at that. Now we have here the beach profile, Black Dog Cove, South, May 2026. This is the profile. Now it's online. As you can see, it's immediately once that is approved. And here we can see our beach profile. That was a very, very, stable line. And here's a big jump that was just after the boardwalk. This was caused mainly because of the seaweed. We just go to our form. You can see here. Look at these big numbers, 13 next to a big jump. 11, 10, 11 was just because we have this algae here that change a bit the profile. So this is what we can discover with this graph. It is not totally stable. It's because something happened. We can have a berm, we can have some seaweed, maybe because it was the vegetation. This is what we can do with our beach profile. So this is what I want to show you. I wanted to show to you about this tutorial. Hopefully this is useful for you so that you can add all the beach profiles that you needed in the future. And if you have any question, look at that. Here is, let's say that, okay, beach profile. Any question, just please let me know. You just need to send me a message and I can show you everything that you needed. So thank you for your time. Hopefully you can use it now easily. Bye-bye.